أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل صلاة كاملة وسلم سلاما تاما على سيدنا مولانا محمد الذي تنحل بالعقد وتنفرج به الكرب وتقضى بالهوائج وتنال به الرغائب وحسن الخواتيم ويستسقى الغمام بوجهه الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه في كل لمحة ونفس بعدد كل معلوم لك يا الله يا الله يا الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. You are watching Sehri Time and I am your host Hafiz Dr. Nisar Ahmed Marfani. Alhamdulillah, today is going to be the 22nd of Ramadan, 12th of Ramadan. We are already in the second 10 days of Ramadan Sharif, and today alhamdulillah we are going to discuss marriage. And today on our platform there is a personality who don't need any introduction. He has given his precious time last year as well. Alhamdulillah, is a very known personality in the midst of South Africa, also in the midst of Johannesburg. Imam and Khatib of Sultan Bahu Masjid, the principal of Sultan Bahu Madrasa, and the member of Sunni Ulama Council Khouting, Maulana Muhammad Aslam Saab Qadri Sarwari. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam, Dr. Saab.
Hadat, how are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah for giving us such a precious time from your schedule.
Shukran, jazakallah to the viewers as well.
Ameen. And tell us about your previous experience with ITV. Last year, how was your shows?
Alhamdulillah, from the previous Ramadan we had, there was a lot of feedback, a lot of positive comments we had. It was very educational and people appreciated those sessions.
Alhamdulillah. And I think you have got a very good command on the topic of marriage.
Jee.
So I think I will ask you to start with whatever you want to start with. The marriage, actually I want to tell the people and through you, what is the meaning of marriage or nikah?
Inshallah. So Alhamdulillah, as we can see the word nikah, nikah basically means a contract. And when we speak about nikah, it means an Islamic contract between two persons. That means a man and a woman. And in terms of nikah, there is some important regularities that are important. We call it what we know as ijab and kabul. The consent given by the girl or the bride and the acceptance by the boy. For as long as these two qualities are there, it is a legal marriage contract in Islam.
Subhanallah. And also like in today's time where we're living at the moment in this type of situation where people hardly talk to their parents about their marriages, and sometimes we come to know there is a very bad situation in the family where the son and the daughter have got different preferences and then mother have got different choices. How you manage that as well?
Yeah, we're living in a very modernized, orientated environment where the girls want to make their own decisions. They are career-orientated people. The boys want to make their own decisions. Unlike a few hundred years ago where the parents' involvement with the suggestion about a particular girl, compatibility, what we call kufu, there is no compatibility in terms of where the bride-to-be or the groom-to-be get this or seek their advice from their parents. They go out in university, malls, they see somebody, they make the social media, and next minute they are chatting with each other. So there's no sort of involvement, as per se, with the parents in terms of selecting or choosing the partner for his or her daughter or son.
But what Quran says about that?
The Quran is very, very clear about it. The Quran says, فَانْقِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ مَثْنَى وَثُلَاثَ وَرُبَاعَ. That, when you make nikah, it must be a nikah that which you make a choice, which you like, but it must be either 1, 2, or 3. Meaning that Islam has given the option that you can make nikah up to 4 wives. And if you can only marry one, the Quran says marry one. If you cannot marry more than one because you might feel that you might be unjust or you'll not be exercising your equality more than one, then the Quran says just keep to wahida, one.
Okay, inshallah. We'll discuss further on this topic of marriage, but I want to read Hamd, inshallah.
Please, Dr. Saab, I love that one you read always, Allahu Allah.
Oh Allah the Almighty.
Almighty.
I will read, inshallah. Let's read the salutation upon the best of the creation. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa alihi wa ashabihi wa barik wa sallim.
O Allah the Almighty, Allahu Allah, protect me and guide me, Allahu Allah, to your love and mercy, Allahu Allah. Ya Allah, don't deprive me, Allahu Allah, from beholding your beauty, Allahu Allah. Oh my Lord, accept this plea, الله الله حسبي ربي جل الله 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 ما في قلبي غير الله 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 वो तन्हा कौन है अल्लाह अल्लाह बादशाह वो कौन है अल्लाह अल्लाह मेहरबान वो कौन है अल्लाह अल्लाह क्या ऊंची शान है अल्लाह अल्लाह उसके सब निशान है अल्लाह अल्लाह सब दिलों की जान है अल्लाह अल्लाह हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह अल्लाह अल्लाह मा फी क़ल्बी गैरुल्लाह अल्लाह अल्लाह या रब्बल आलमीन अल्लाह अल्लाह सल्लि अला ताहल अमीन अल्लाह अल्लाह फी कुल्ली वक़्तिन रहीम अल्लाह अल्लाह इमला क़ल्बी बिल यकीन अल्लाह अल्लाह सब्बितनी अला हाज़ा द्दीन अल्लाह अल्लाह वग़फ़िर ली वल मुस्लिमीन अल्लाह अल्लाह हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह अल्लाह अल्लाह मा फी क़ल्बी गैरुल्लाह अल्लाह अल्लाह say together हाँ वो तन्हा कौन है अल्लाह अल्लाह बादशाह वो कौन है अल्लाह अल्लाह मेहरबान वो कौन है अल्लाह अल्लाह क्या ऊंची शान है अल्लाह अल्लाह उसके सब निशान है अल्लाह अल्लाह सब दिलों की जान है अल्लाह अल्लाह हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह अल्लाह अल्लाह मा फी क़ल्बी गैरुल्लाह अल्लाह अल्लाह
I think we're discussing the marriage. Let's come to the point which we are facing at the moment. Entire world is facing this, especially amongst the Muslim community. These problems between the spouses. How you come across with so many?
Yeah, actually, Dr. Saab, we involve ourselves in a lot of marital cases. And these marital cases stems from the couples having problems in their marriage. I'm talking about not being married for 10 years, 20 years. We're talking about just got married recently. One of the issues is drugs. They do not own up before the marriage that they're on drugs. The other is financial problems. You know, husband and wife want to work, but they do not make it known before marriage what is going to be the status of the financial position. Then we have a third problem, which is the in-laws or the family interferences. Husband and wife have problems, we have the in-laws that comes and interfere. And in this way, the social media, husband and wife on social media, Facebook, Instagram, they are communicating with ghair mahrams or strangers, and this creates a massive problem in a relationship. These are some of the problems that the husband and wife are currently having, and because of this problem we find, they come to our offices, they come to our massages, and they say, Maulana, we have this issue, we have this issue, and we want talaq. This is what's basically happening, Dr.
But now from your practical experience dealing with these type of cases, what do you think, who is the victim in most of the cases?
The victim of the cases is the couple themselves. They need to go for premarital classes. They need to select an alim to go and have premarital class. The alim needs to conscientize them. This is what Islam says about drugs. This is what Islam says about having extramarital relationships. This is what Islam says about the wife having her own her own apartment and her own living space, so that it will not create problem between in-laws. Example, there must be openness in the marriage, and they need to go in this day and age for premarital classes.
If the parents are not agreeing on that they should not stay away, they should stay with us, then what is the ruling of Sharia? What the Sharia says?
Look, the Sharia says obviously they cannot come together, they should not come together even before marriage, and if they are doing it, obviously it is against Sharia, it is haram in Islam. But we're having so many problems. In fact, I was giving a lecture in one of the masjid and I was mentioning to the people that is coming to that extent where it's going to be the constitutional right of parents to ask, example, for an HIV certificate clearance or for a drug-free clearance certificate if they don't want to come together and they don't want to talk about it and they don't want to have an agreement or decisions about how to live in a marriage.
But tell me now, you're talking about the drug clearance certificate. How are you going to get that drug
Well, if there is some indication, because today boys and girls, they like each other and they feel compatible even before the nikah. And if there is some person that has a doubt about a boy or even a girl that's taking drugs, in order to alleviate and bring about or come to an end to the problem, if the parents of the boy's side feel that girl must go in for a drug test, they need to do it. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem inside the marriage. And it's happening.
And it's happening.
It's happening.
So now, when you came across with so many cases in the past, how was your, what was your success rate?
Dr. Saab, my success rate, alhamdulillah, is that I'm having premarital classes.
Oh, you're doing yourself?
Yes, myself, I have in 4 weeks, meaning 4 Thursdays, example, a 45 minutes a session where we conscientize both the girl that's going to get married and the boy in that particular nikah. Come to me, sit down, let's discuss what is marriage, the procedure for marriage, the rights and responsibility between husband and wife, and other important issues which affects the marriage. How to deal with problems, how to deal with issues in your marriage. Those types of classes we have, alhamdulillah.
Are you winning?
Alhamdulillah, I'm winning.
Alhamdulillah. And tell me one more thing, like, are you coming across with the cases in the middle age group couples, old age group couples, or youngsters?
Very good question, Dr. Saab. I'm dealing mainly with the young couples that are experiencing problems. There is no sabr. One of the key elements we find, there is no sabr, there is no understanding, there is a lack of communication. And because of the lack of communication between the parties, we find that they want to throw the towel in.
Now, lack of communication and lack of knowledge, premarital classes, that's where you started with. Do they have a knowledge of marriage? What actually marriage is just a worldly leisure they're doing this marriage for?
Gee, that's the thing now, Dr. Saab, we've come to that. The ulama have realized that people are just getting married. They're having all this fancy, extravagant, weddings in these halls, etc., giving the best of food, calling thousands of people, but they don't know the essence, the significance, the spirituality of what nikah is all about. And this premarital is actually helping them to understand and get a better perspective of what they're getting involved in.
And as I want to come to this point again, we have to carry on further and detail the discussion about the women's, can they take the personality from Sayyidina Kainat Fatima Zahra radhiyallahu ta'ala, how can they take example from her? I want to come back to that, but we have to take a short break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome back, dear viewers. We are talking about the marriage and the issues of marriages. I was actually, I came across with this type of situation when people come to me and they say, Dr. Saab, our marriages are not lasting and our children are not, they are going away from us. One reason I picked up, I asked one of the friend, I said, did you come across with anything? If you can ask someone, your wife or your sister even, in the family, if they know the time when Sayyidah Kainat Fatima Zahra radhiyallahu ta'ala got married.
Subhanallah.
They don't know.
Sorry.
They don't know what age she made parda, they don't know. Who she married to, some of them, they don't know that.
Allahu Akbar.
So, they don't know the son-in-law of Sayyidina Alam. This is what we are going. We know all the Hollywood movies, we know the Bollywood, when it's coming out, when it's launching, everything they know, all the worldly leisures, they know everything. They don't want to learn the personality of Sayyidah Kainat. They don't want to take from the personality of Sayyidah Kainat, how she used to live, what age she got married, how many children she had. Lot of Muslims.
Basically, they don't understand the simplicity, the humility, and the hardships that the daughter of Rasul had to endure.
Yeah.
Yet she's the queen of Jannah.
Now true. And now you talk about the simplicity. So I want to ask you also, this extravaganza, this extra things on the decoration, extra like wedding is like something which is show off total. What you say about that?
Very, very true, Dr.
And
Saab.
because of that, lot of marriages, they are not occurring. The reason is people say we don't have money, opposition is asking for so much, we should have this is their priority, this should be their prerequisites, you should have a higher hall which has got this type of decoration, these type of dishes has to be served. And because of that, the marriages are not happening.
Actually, doctor, when there's riya means to show. Show arrogantly, proudly.
Yeah.
And then there's competition. That father wants to compete with this other guy to say that I can make my daughter's wedding more expensive. When there's the element of riya extravagance, show off, boastfulness, then there is no barakah and blessings in such marriage. And we're seeing the reality that's happening in society today. And that's the reality, is that when there is no that simplicity and the humility, then the blessings, the spiritual nature of that is taken away. And that's what's happening. The riyah, the boastfulness, the extravagance, overspending and showing off boastfully, arrogantly, is when the barakah is being taken away.
So I will talk about this South Africa where we live at the moment. Do you come across with these type of situation where you have to talk to them, look, this is because of the extravagant marriages you people are asking for, you should cut down your expenses. Do you talk about this as well?
We mentioned that keep your marriages, keep your reception as simple, as good as possible. Because the extra money you could feed the poor and needy. You could give to a masjid, you could give to some religious organization. Or you could invest that money into your marriage. You need to buy a house, etc., etc. Instead of making 7 stars and wasting and spending money left, right, and center, rather give it to a good cause.
Do you think it's because of extra freedom has been given to the children, or is just a normal scenario where we're living? This culture is like that?
I think, Dr. Saab, that point is very true. Is a lot of freedom that we have given our children, as well as that, we don't make qadr, of the money, this wealth that Allah has bestowed upon us. And we do not follow or imitate the sunnah of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and the Sahaba Kiram, where they had extra money. Hazrat Usman Ghani radiallahu, he has so much of money, but he utilized it accurately and he used it in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Unfortunately, it's about show, it's about boastfulness, it's about arrogance, it's about extravagance. I want to be better than you and I can have this fairy tale wedding.
Allahu Akbar. And also a lot of superstition. We should not get married in the month of Muharram, especially in the month of Ramadan, and some say in the month of Rajab.
Yes, I've heard some people even say that you must not get married in the month of Safar. As well, people are talking about.
Yes.
But there is no, according to the Sharia, according to the Fuqaha, there is no such thing. A person in Islam can get married in the month of Muharram. You can get married in the month of Safar. Any month of the Islamic calendar. It is jaiz, it's halal. According to the Fuqaha, you can get married at any month.
And tell me, when you are talking about the young couples, you come across with so many young couples, what actual problems they're facing at the moment when they come to you? The root cause.
The root cause, again, Dr. Saab, like we mentioned, is about knowledge of Islam, tolerance. There is no tolerance. There is lack of communication. There is no the spirit of sharing and caring. Nowadays, it's what's mine's, what's yours, yours. So there's no the spirit of sharing and caring in a marriage anymore. And this is the reason we have these problems that are coming. We have people that, like I mentioned earlier, the drugs problems, the extramarital, on the social media. People are going into social media and chatting with ghair mahrams, which they're not supposed to do. And one small little chat leads to a date. A date leads to extramarital. So a lot of issues that are coming up where there's no trust between husband and wife. The trust factor has been taken away.
Do you think parents are some way, they are also responsible for these type of situation?
The parents are also responsible in that they're supposed to educate, they're supposed to guide and support if there is the child is wrong. Meaning that they must guide them and say that you are wrong. But in this day and age, we're finding instead of the parents supporting and helping, trying to resolve or alleviate the problem, they are putting more fire in other, the problem goes bigger.
Okay, for those who want to learn this further, I just want to ask you, those parents who don't want to teach, or those parents who don't want to give the guidance to the children, and they have some lacking, or they lack some sort of relationship or communication between the parents and the children, do you have some criteria which has been set for those who want to come and learn from you? Like you said, we have 4 classes. Every Thursday?
Dr. Saab, all they got to do is not only Sultan Bahu Center or any of the ulama, phone them, say that my daughter wants to get married on a certain date, set aside a time of, for example, 1 month before the marriage, and set aside, example, 45 to an hour, where the couple that's going to get married with a mahram, they come and they discuss those issues which are pertinent, which are important, which are needed, and which will serve as tools for the marriage so that they won't experience this.
I'll again ask our sisters also to learn the personality and to learn from the personality of Sayyidah Kainat Fatima Zahra radiallahu ta'ala anha. Actually on the 3rd of Ramadan, we had our very good scholar from Cape Town, Sayyid Imran Ziyai Sahab, and he spoke so good about the personality of Sayyidah Kainat Fatima Zahra radiallahu anha. A lot of things we never discussed because of the time duration, but I would say if I would ask you also to, if you can encourage them to learn from the personality of Sayyidah Kainat Fatima Zahra radiallahu anha.
You've spoken the truth. You have mentioned the best way in order to emulate their lives so that they will get rid of their problems is to emulate the personality of Bibi Fatima Zahra radiallahu anha.
Inshallah. So I will read one Naat Sharif inshallah, and then before we conclude the program, we'll ask Hazrat to give us words of wisdom inshallah. Let's read through the Pak. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.
उनकी महकने दिल के, उनकी महकने दिल के गुंचे खिला दिए हैं, जिस राह चल दिए हैं, कूचे बसा दिए हैं, जिस राह चल दिए हैं। मेरे करीम से गए कतरा किसी ने मांगा, मेरे करीम से कतरा किसी ने मांगा तो दरिया बहा दिए हैं, हाँ दरिया बहा दिए हैं, दूर बहा दिए हैं, दरिया बहा दिए हैं, दूर बहा दिए हैं, उनकी महकने दिल के। आने दो या डिबो दो, अब तो तुम्हारी जानिब, आने दो या डिबो दो, अब तो तुम्हारी जानिब। अरे कश्ती तुम्ही पे छोड़ी, लंगर उठा दिए हैं, कश्ती तुम्ही पे छोड़ी, लंगर उठा दिए हैं, उनकी महकने दिल के। अल्लाह क्या जहन्नम अभी ना सर्द होगा, रो रो के मुस्तफा ने दरिया बहा दिए हैं, रो रो के मुस्तफा ने दरिया बहा दिए हैं, उनकी महकने दिल के। और मख्ताब, Ala Hazrat didn't write this maqta. The king of the poetry at that time, Dagh Dehelvi, when he listened to this kalam, he said, wah, 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 what a pen Ala Hazrat has been given, subhanallah. Then he wrote the maqta in the praise of Ala Hazrat. He says, Mulke Sukhan ki shahi, tumko raza musallam, Mulke Sukhan ki shahi, tumko raza musallam, अरे जिस समत आ गए हो सेके बिठा दिए हैं, जिस समत आ गए हो मेरे रज़ा, जे समत आ गए हो सेके बिठा दिए हैं, उनकी महकने दिल के।
Before I conclude the program, I would ask Hazrat to give some pearls of wisdom.
Subhanallah, after listening to Dr. Saab's melodious, magnificent, beautiful recitation of the Naat of Rasul, I would like to quote Hazrat Allama Iqbal. He said, Ki Muhammad se wafa tune to hum tere hai, ye jahan cheez hai kya, loho kalam tere hai.
Subhanallah,
Alhamdulillah, that you become loyal, absolutely obedient and loyal to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So everything is yours.
Subhanallah. Tomorrow, the 13th of Ramadan, our topic will be inheritance, and definitely Hazrat will be with us again. Tomorrow's topic, 13th of Ramadan, will be inheritance. Until tomorrow, goodbye to you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.